was very comfortable teaching, except my audience was 5-year-olds, kindergarten. And I loved my job. Like she said, I was first year teacher of the year. So I kind of felt like I was good at that. I was really good at it. Until, next slide, my life changed. Yeah, she's beautiful, isn't she? I had a precious baby girl. And I remember asking Ben if I could just please stay home with her. Like my maternity leave was over, and I said, Ben, I will do anything if I can just stay home with her. And he said, Babe, you can't. We need the income. And we had become, reliant on 2 incomes, like most people do. And I was devastated. I mean, like to the point where shaking, crying in the bed, like, I promise I'll bake cookies. I'll bake cakes, which I do bake on the sides. I'll paint door signs for people. That was not the money that I needed. And so I really just began praying for an opening door. I had no idea when or what it would be, but I knew that God would bring something into my life, and it was going to allow me more time with her. And so I was introduced to Arvine by ENVP, Missy Wilson, and she did a wellness work at the end of the presentation, and she said, if you continue to do the same thing that you're doing now, where will you be in the next 5 years? And I said to myself, oh gosh, I will be confined by 4 walls of a classroom. And yes, I will be teaching precious children, but I am missing out on time with my own. And Missy did not know this, but we kind of formed a relationship, and she would send me text messages at school. And she would say, Blair, Mary Bishop looked so cute today. She had this big bow in her hair, and she just gave me the biggest hug. I love getting hugs from her every morning. And she didn't know that I'd already been at work for 2 hours, and then I had to leave her in the bed asleep, and then I hadn't even seen her yet. So I was devastated. I thought, you know what, she gets to hug my baby in the mornings. She sees what she has on, which I did not lay out done before my husband actually dressed her and did her hair. And when Misty said it looked good, I was like, are you serious? Like, okay. But he did a great job. And then, Then I got this picture. And you may not can see it very well, but that's Mary Bishop sitting on Santa's lap. And Mary Bishop was a very timid little girl and had never even been to see Santa before with her mommy or daddy, and this was one of her school field trips. And I missed it. And so when someone sent this picture to me, I thought, you know what? I'm not missing any more field trips. Something has got to change. And I knew that if I wanted to have something different, I had to do something different. And so I decided that I would let go and let God. Amen? And so for the first time in my life, I chose something that was so uncomfortable, totally out of my comfort zone, and I said yes to the Arvine opportunity, and I said yes to God. And a year later, you better bet your bottom dollar I was on that pumpkin patch field trip. And that was just, I think I cried most of the field trip because that was my first one. Without 16 children, like, Miss Curtis. And I was just being a mama. I loved 2 huge pumpkins around all day long, but it was fun. And I wouldn't have changed it for the world. So I knew that God was going to provide, but I knew that he was telling me that I had to be fully reliant on him. And I became a little more comfortable being uncomfortable. And so just like many of you, I had doubts, I had fears, and I kept fighting this dang battle between my 2 ears, which AKA some head junk. But I decided to stand on faith instead of fear. And I'll be honest with you, many people thought that I was completely crazy. My coworkers laughed in my face and they were like, really, Blair? Like with a teacher's salary, that you're getting a paycheck the 30th of every month. Like, you're going to get that paycheck. With this, you don't know what kind of money you're going to be making. There's no way that that's going to replace your teacher's salary. And I told him, I said, for so long I have tried to fit in. I've tried to fit in my community and try to find my little niche. I'm tired of fitting in. I want to stand out. And that's exactly what I did. But I'll be honest with you, when I scheduled my first launch party, of course I invited all of my teacher friends. Guess how many people showed up? 0. Yeah, it was a no-show. I actually called my sponsor and I said, you know what? You have to drive all the way back to Starkville. Just, you've got a baby. Just don't even bother coming because there's nobody here. And I have a bottle of wine. I'm going to be fine anyway. Yeah. It's okay. That's normal. Which is something I'm going to train in a minute. She said, that's normal. She said, let me come over. I know you have some questions about the products, and let me just show you how to put orders in, because you're going to have a ton of those. And at that moment, I turned, and I saw Mary Bishop's picture on the refrigerator, and I said, you know what? Yeah, you do that. You come on over. And she did. And I asked a ton of questions about the products and learned all kinds of things about the internet and the website, although it changes all the time. It's about to change again. And she said, yeah, you know what, let's just reschedule this and try again. And we did. And Christina Ware came. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have some people at my house. And she said, don't worry, I'm gonna do the presentation. You're just gonna be learning as we go. And y'all, that night I had one of my co-workers who went up to Christina and she goes, you know what? I need this. I think I'm gonna join Blair's business. Kid you not, I was squalling, bawling, crying, going, freaking out. I was like, this is for real. This is for real. So I'm so thankful that I rescheduled. And I chose, or actually I choose to remember that I was called to teach, just not on my terms. So in 7 years, I earned the degree that I chose in education. I taught for 7 years on my terms. And in 7 months, God allowed my income to be completely replaced with Arbonne. And he gifted me with the most precious gift of all, and I think that's the gift of time. And this, he's so cute. This is the love of my life, that's Ben, and quality time is my love language. And he knows that, and so now, thanks to Arbonne, I'm a better wife, I'm a better mom, I'm a better friend, I'm just a better human being. I just have learned to love and serve so many. And the sacrifices, there have been some during this journey, have just given me the most precious gift in the world, and I can be where I want, when I want, and when it matters, or ever. So, and I just know that the best is yet to come. Vision and vision. Number 1, decision and